Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine, and this video is all about Nightingale. So the Nightingale is this bot right here. It's got 2 medium slot and 1 light slot, and this bot is kind of like Wayland and Aljun combined. And I guess I could say it's a defensive version of Aljun, because instead of having that extra firepower, you're actually healing your teammates in air while you have the stealth, so you're kind of in a safe zone even though you're up in the air. I guess if someone had quantum radar, they can target you very easily, but at the moment people still use the advanced repair kit and the phase shift. So I'm using my skill now, and I try to stay in this spot as long as possible, and I'm healing guys within the radius. And yeah, I try to stay in this spot as long as possible, and I show 2 games here, and both games I was able to stay in this spot for the full game, which was not difficult. It was pretty easy actually. And I went down, and usually at first I thought maybe I should help my teammates recover their HP while in their combat, but I think due to having like cryos and ice weapons and coronas and all those high burst damage weapons, I think it's better to really heal your teammates that are in cover, and the mobility allows you to kind of swing over infrastructure and stuff like that. And oh yeah, one thing I forgot, you can suppress enemy with these shots, but you have to aim at them. I didn't know that at first, but as I was playing, I realized that something was firing, and it was like Raker's suppression thing going on. So that is interesting, especially against the Ao Ming, because Ao Ming, as you know, has extremely high firepower, and it's got the shortest range weapon it has is 500 meter, and the longest is 600 meter. So this built-in weapon for the Nightingale seemed to fire up to 500 meters, so which is still pretty good. I mean, not just pretty good, it's amazing. But it's not the ultimate brawler, so a lot of people just tend to brawl with any type of bot. So for those who are interested in going right up to enemy's face, this is not the bot to do it. So I think having 1 Nightingale in your hangar is enough, because I mean, if you really want, you can use this spot for the whole game, and it wasn't that hard to do. And while I was getting this footage, it was actually pretty easy to do it. So I think this is the ultimate support bot at the moment, and it works as your first pick. This spot doesn't work when it's a very urgent. When it's urgent situations where enemies make like a coordinated push, then you need to brawl, obviously. But I mean, once enemy has 3 beacons, or once you have 3 beacon, where there are just kind of moments in between where your teammates are kind of reorganizing to make a push or playing that mid-range, yeah, this works in those times as well. So I guess that will actually depend on playstyle, since that's how I see it. Like how I am using, it works as first spot as well. I really like the cryo and rhyme version of this. I've used the Scourge and the Spark version, but I usually don't like that lock on time, which is, a lot of people can handle it, but for me it's like, if you're really impatient, you won't like it. But I think I need to use the Scourge Spark a little bit more, because I see a really good potential in that build as well, because this is a support bot, and the Scourge and Spark allows you to play mid-range. At the same time, you can brawl as well. So actually, come to think of it, that could be another great build. Maybe I should do a video on it. But yeah, that's that. And I mean, basically I'm suppressing heavy hitters like Ao Ming and trying to heal guys who are kind of engaged at distance to get my cooldown, to get my skill ability back. I would just kind of hide and cover, and my teammates are doing very good job of basically defending this center beacon. We are losing quite a bit of bot, but that's where I kind of come in and try to heal people. And most people choose the Phantom as their first pick and race down to a certain important beacon to capture, or fight to capture that beacon. So as a first pick, it helps, I guess, to support and heal your teammates during engagement as well. Although people have high burst damage weapons, yeah, it still works. And I guess with the cryos, if you're shooting from distance within like 300, keeping that 300 meter range, I guess extra 20% damage, incoming damage from these weapons also serve a support role as well. And this doesn't seem like it's a super OP bot, and I think this really brings a very unique gameplay, unique strategy into the game, which I really like. I like unique stuff, like for example, although it's boring to play the traditionalist Falcon and I don't run it, I think it's a unique, it serves a role and it has its weakness, and this bot is kind of like that. And healing, because of the repair kit and stuff like that, repair kit, advanced repair kit, mechanic, adamant mechanic, like all those healing built, or even Aoming's built-in healing skill, stuff like that, really put like Mender and Wayland kind of out of business. Almost like their role their unique role has been diluted, I would say. But I guess being able to fly, have that stealth and suppress enemies, and heal this giant circle, I guess the healing factor is kind of back, which I kind of like. And I might talk a little bit funny in this video because I've not really severely but annoyingly burnt my mouth, the roof of my mouth, from eating this hot pie. I don't know what kind of pie it was, and that kind of tells you how hot that was and how not severely but annoyingly burnt my mouth is. And yeah, well, that guy got 4.6 million and I got 1.3 million, killed 3 guys, got 1 beacon, but that is like all heal. Like I didn't really engage to anyone pretty much. So dropping into that city, and obviously I have two games because Yamantau obviously is like a giant map and this is a small map, and I guess I kind of felt the need to show you guys this spot in a small map and a long map. So that's kind of my thinking there of having these 2 maps as showcasing footage or match. Anyways, I'm focusing towards the center, and this Phantom is been engaged by like everyone, as you guys can see, because of the burst from multiple enemies. This guy's last stand has been triggered and I'm not doing much. Maybe if this guy had advanced repair kit and I was healing at the same time, we might have been able to kind of withstand and save that last stand. That would be actually pretty interesting to see, but we didn't see it. So that is that. And I swung over to the left because this guy felt like he's gonna need some help, and they had 3 and we only have 2 over here. Oh, maybe 4. There's 1 guy in the center, and I tried to nerf this guy, and I kind of fool around a little bit too much, like doing like useless, just going in circle, and I don't really get onto that infrastructure. So I am like 20% panicking, and I go back and cover, and I'm pretty safe. I only have 6 seconds till my next ability, so next time I'll actually definitely get up there. that guy is dead. This guy charges in, forcing this guy to spawn in, but Phantom gets basically transport back. If you are a heavy brawler, I guess some heavy brawlers might think support role itself is really boring and they just want to brawl, but I think this could actually, having one Nightingale in your hangar can be very helpful, kind of conserving your bot. And from my experience, new contents, if they underperform, generally they usually get a major buff. So I mean, nothing guaranteed, but that's what's been really happening in the past. At this point, looking over to the right, there was only one guy there, so I was kind of worried about that right side. Maybe I should switch over to the right, but I just decided to heal my teammates over here. And this is the special version of the Invader, and it looks really cool from the top. This Nightingale view, it just zooms out and you can really see like the whole game. And I guess if you're playing like a team battle, clan battle and stuff like that, if you're in Nightingale and if you're on Discord, I guess you could really communicate with your teammates about the whole situation and how enemy in general are moving, and prevent you from being ambushed, because you can't always look at the minimap. And the Nightingale view just kind of really allows you to see the whole view. So this is actually pretty interesting. As far as the beacon gauge, it looks like we're doing pretty good, but again, kind of worried that one guy is not spawning in. So I hope we weren't meching. That was kind of the thought in my mind. And this guy doesn't have last dance, so, and I'm missing all my rockets here. So this was terrible aiming. And go around. Hopefully I can kill this Mender. Reckless charging. Done. And this lands charge towards center beacon, which wasn't that necessary, but this Ares came by and I kind of wanted to see how helpful my heal is during a combat. So I'm healing this guy, and it's actually 2 versus 1. Anyways, yeah, obviously high burst damage, high spike damage like Hell Dive, it doesn't really help. The heal doesn't really help from really overcoming that brawl or engagement. But I guess I realized that now, and I try to find our teammates who kind of are in cover, to help them heal, to kind of prepare them to engage on the next engagement here. In some engagements like this, really having that cry and rhyme splash damage really helped out. And I guess part of the reason I was able to just eliminate a few more enemies and survive was definitely due to this weapon here. But yeah, I kind of get stuck here, which was a bummer. I wish I could just unload some of my rockets onto that Ao Ming. That's what I kind of wanted, but yeah, it just kind of got stuck there, and I hate getting stuck everywhere. I guess I kind of need to play this spot a little bit more and have feel for its size, I guess. Now this is actually a better bot to heal. I think this was the T-Falcon, and it actually healed really fast. And I think one of the reason is I think this guy was actually using his active module repair kit as well as my heal. So that was interesting to see, and being able to attack this Arthur with this cryo counter weapon made I guess this scene really perfect to heal and then kind of go in cover and attack enemies. So that was kind of cool. So I'm now trying to just kind of fill up my rockets and to kill off this Arthur here. Not quite dead yet, so splash, and this guy's done. Nice. And I use my phase shift, and I could just go into my stealth mode, and this guy won't be able to get me. I wasn't able to get this Ao Ming. I think I just got him now with my suppression. And having this much beacon gauge, I wasn't really worried about that Ao Ming anyways, because they weren't gonna really eliminate us, or if they got more aggressive, I could just kind of push and get another beacon. It wouldn't be that hard against these bots, and most of them were Titans, meaning we had faster bots out there. So yeah, I think this game was almost wrapped up here. Trying to suppress this Ao Ming as well, and this might be possibly the counter to the Ao Ming. I guess kind of in an indirect way, but I mean, Ao Ming is good for having that high firepower. And what's the good in Ao Ming if it can't really kill anyone? It's just like you're kind of wasting time. So beacon gauge is almost done, and the game is basically over at the moment. Yeah, and let's fast forward that extra bit here, and another good win. And let's check out the score now. 1.9 million. So, and I got the first damage, 6 kills and 1 beacon. I didn't do as much beacon wise, but man, that was pretty cool. That was probably mostly healing anyways. So almost 2 million of a little bit of engagement. I guess it wasn't that little bit of engagement. I did go up against Arthur, Kid, and stuff like that, but I think most of it was heal. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe for more content. See you guys.